everyone. Welcome back to the Simple English Podcast, where we make learning English easy and fun while discussing important topics that affect our everyday lives. I'm your host for today, and I'm really excited about our topic. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to break a bad habit but found it almost impossible to stop? Maybe it's checking your phone too often, skipping exercise, or eating junk food. No matter how hard we try, some habits just stick around, right? Well, today we're going to explore why bad habits are so hard to break and what we can do about it. And to help us understand more about this, we have Tom, a psychologist who has worked with many people trying to change their behaviors. Don't forget to check out the free PDF file in the comment section below to get the full transcript and new vocabulary for this episode. Hi, Tom. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me. This is a topic I love discussing because so many people struggle with bad habits, and it's really important to understand what's going on in our brains when we try to change.
Yes, I think this is something everyone can relate to. So, stay tuned, everyone. By the end of this episode, you'll have a better idea of why it's so difficult to break bad habits, and more importantly, how you can start changing them. All right, Tom, let's dive right in. Why are bad habits so difficult to break? It seems like even when we know something is bad for us, we keep doing it.
That's a great question, Lisa. The reason bad habits are hard to break is because they are deeply wired into our brains. Every time we repeat a behavior, our brain strengthens the connection between that action and the feeling we get from it. Think of it like a path in a forest. The more you walk down the same path, the clearer and easier it is to follow. This is especially true for habits that give us a quick reward, like checking social media or eating junk food.
So it's like our brains are making these shortcuts, right? They make it easier to keep doing something we're used to.
Exactly. Our brain loves shortcuts, especially when it involves something that gives us pleasure or reduces stress quickly. For example, let's say you're stressed after a long day at work. If you've built a habit of reaching for a bag of chips to feel better, your brain will remember that it worked before. The next time you're stressed, your brain will push you toward that same action without you even thinking about it.
Oh, that makes sense. So even though we know eating chips isn't the best choice, our brain tells us it's a quick fix.
Yes. And that's where the real challenge comes in. Bad habits are not just about willpower. They're built on a system of rewards in our brain. The problem is that these rewards are often short-term. Like, eating those chips makes you feel good for a few minutes, but in the long run, it's not healthy.
I see. So breaking a bad habit is really about fighting against those instant rewards. How can we even begin to change a bad habit like that?
One of the best ways to break a bad habit is to replace it with a better one. Our brains can't just stop a habit, but they can rewire and learn a new one. For example, if you usually eat chips when you're stressed, you could try taking a walk or drinking a glass of water instead. At first, it might be difficult because your brain still wants that old reward, but over time, the new habit will become stronger.
That sounds hard, though. How long does it usually take for a new habit to stick?
On average, it takes about 21 to 30 days to form a new habit. But that doesn't mean it will always be easy. The key is consistency. You need to repeat the new behavior often, just like you repeated the old one. Eventually, your brain will create a new path, and the old habit will start to fade.
Wow, so patience and persistence are really important. I guess it's like learning a new language. It takes time and effort, but once you stick with it, it becomes easier.
Exactly, Lisa. Just like learning a language or practicing a sport, breaking a habit is a process. The more you work on it, the better your brain becomes at creating new connections.
That's such great advice, Tom. Now, it's time for our fun fact of the day. Did you know that one of the hardest habits to break is smoking? Studies have shown that nicotine, which is found in cigarettes, changes the brain in ways that make it extremely difficult for people to quit. In fact, nicotine is so addictive that some scientists compare it to drugs like cocaine or heroin.
Yes, that's true, Lisa. Nicotine hijacks the brain's reward system, making it crave the feeling over and over again. That's why many people find it so hard to quit smoking, even when they know the health risks. But the good news is, with the right support and determination, even this tough habit can be broken.
That's amazing. I guess it goes to show that with enough effort, no habit is too hard to break. All right, Tom, this has been such a helpful conversation. To sum things up, bad habits are tough to break because they're deeply connected to our brain's reward system. But the good news is, with time, effort, and the right strategies, we can replace those bad habits with healthier ones.
That's right, Lisa. It's all about understanding how habits work and being patient with yourself as you try to change them. It may take time, but it's absolutely possible.
Well, that's encouraging. So, for anyone listening out there who is trying to break a bad habit, don't give up. Start small, be consistent, and soon you'll be on your way to a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tom. Your insights have been incredibly valuable.
Thank you, Lisa. I've really enjoyed being here and talking about this important topic.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to the Simple English Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing. Now it's time to learn some important vocabulary related to the topic. The first word of today is habit. It means a regular practice or behavior that is often done unconsciously. Example, checking your phone every morning has become a habit that's hard to break. Next word is reward. It means something given or experienced after an action that makes the action more likely to be repeated. Example, eating junk food gives a quick reward to your brain, even though it's unhealthy. Next word is craving. It means a strong desire for something, often unhealthy, especially related to habits. Example, many smokers have a craving for nicotine, making it difficult to quit. Next word is willpower. It means the ability to control impulses and resist short-term temptations. Example, breaking a bad habit often requires strong willpower, especially in the beginning. Next word is cue. It means a trigger or signal that prompts a habitual behavior. Example, seeing a TV commercial for snacks can be a cue that makes you reach for chips. Next word is addiction. It means a compulsive need for a substance or behavior, often difficult to control or stop. Example, nicotine addiction is one of the reasons why smoking is so hard to quit. The last word is trigger. It means something that causes a reaction or starts a behavior, often linked to habits. Example, stress can be a trigger for many bad habits like overeating or smoking. Thank you for listening to our episode of the Simple English Podcast. I hope you learned something new and helpful today. Please give us a like and subscribe for video like this. Share it with your friends, and let us know what you think in the comments section below. We'll be back with more interesting discussions soon.